Good morning, guys. Just quickly wanted to record a Monday morning review. Just want to give some thoughts here, okay? Since we've seen some action, right? Bitcoin pumped, which dragged the rest of the market a little bit to the upside as well. But yeah, some signs are pretty concerning, and I mean, timing is just off. It's sad, to be honest. We were watching higher. We were, pretty damn bullish within this range. But yeah, what we are seeing now is not exactly what we wanted to see. Why? Just like last week, remember the stream on Tuesday, right? Where we said that we had flat bottoms and that we didn't like that we wanted to see price revisit those lows. I think it was when we were trading up here, right? So it didn't look healthy. I'm not sure. I think it was somewhere around here. The flat bottom. We took that out and then from there just kept on ranging the entire week. What did we do now? We opened the new weekly candle, closed last weekly candle, and just straight up pumped, right? Resulting in, as you can see, no wick to the downside on the weekly, ugly weekly candles so far. Like always, does that mean we need to be bearish and short everything? Well, no. This doesn't mean that we need to revisit the candle low, but there, in my opinion, is a high probability that we will, okay? The only thing that invalidates this is if we run away from it as fast as possible and close very strong. So that's what I'm going to be watching here, okay? If Bitcoin manages this week to keep this up and not revisit down here and close the weekly above 88.8, which is this range high, then I think we don't need to revisit it. As long as we close below this range high, so anywhere where we're trading at right now, I'm not sure we revisited that this week, but I think there's still a high chance that we revisit the lows next week, right? So if we say range the entire week, I'm not saying it's likely that we will, but if we do so, right, and we close in between these highs, it's still marked as last week's high, but it's from 2 weeks ago now, right? And this range high at 88.8k. I think there's a high chance that in the next week that we maybe wick above this weekly high, and then that the draw is going to be towards here, and then maybe we sweep this right in here, and that will result in buying pressure and in strong demand, and then we can trade it towards the highs up here. But for now, yeah, it's difficult, man. Our alt plays played out nicely, but right here, right now, I'm a little bit, it's not a good place in my opinion to look for longs for those exact reasons. So moving on to the lower time frames, what I'll be watching, right? We just pumped again straight from the 4-hour open. I think if we do something like this and reject and get back below here, that the draw is gonna be towards here and maybe even towards all of these lows down here. So yeah, we gotta trade what's in front of us, right? And if we sweep that high and get back below these highs and get back below them and see weakness, yeah, that's a pretty clean short in my opinion, back down towards here and these lows. And at that point, maybe something like this, then strength again, and then we can look for longs again and targets all the way up here, right? If we, on the other hand, do something like this and we start ranging here and we see prices holding, right? Sweeps on the lower time frames getting bought up, then the next target would be towards 95k into all the way towards these highs up here into the area, the supply area where we started dumping from, which is around 100 to 106k. All right, but for that we'd have to see prices break and hold above 90k in my opinion. Okay, but for now what I would like to see is just sweep that weekly low as soon as possible, right? The bad thing about that is that if we get back to that low, the weekly chart will look bad, right? In that case, right, this will all be wick and we would have swept all of these highs. So at that point, what would be the draw liquidity? Not only this low right here, but also this low right here. So for me, ideal plan from here can be this week, but in my opinion, will take longer than that. Would be something like this. Maybe sweep the highs, then reject. Maybe from here, get back below here. At that point, weekly would look ugly. Draw would also be towards these lows. So then sweep this, get back above here, and then from there, things would look better. And then we can look for longs towards some higher targets. So for now, I'm flat on Bitcoin. I will stay flat. I will maybe try a short if I like what I'm seeing. Because of the reasons that I just explained. As for altcoins, I mean, it's basically the same, right? Ethereum sadly closed, but looking good now. But look on the weekly, right? Pumped straight from the open, no wick to the downside. High chance we revisit it, and it's basically the same on everything, right? Litecoin, no wick, swept the highs, joys towards the downside. BNB, same thing. Sol, same thing, already rejecting, as you can see. Swept last week's high, no wick to the downside. High chance that we revisit that. Let's see what we have on the lower time frames. Yeah, see, ugly sweep into resistance. Likely we get back towards here, and then maybe do something like this, and then higher, right? So definitely wouldn't be rushing into longs here. What else do we have? Yeah, inch from last week played out beautifully as well. Would have been a banger because we had some risk, I think, behind this trade. Let me see. 2.5. I mean, yeah, it's still good to see that our plans from last week played out nicely. We had a good week last week, so let's not rush into any trades this week. Let's take it easy, wait for our plans to play out, and go from there, right? Fartcoin played out beautifully as well. Well, not really. So far, it's just the first part that played out. We were watching a sweep of these lows here before higher. That's why we closed our longs up here at break even. I didn't re-enter because it was looking weak compared to the rest of the market. But as you can see, still played out nicely. Back within this range now with the lows swept and all of these highs unswept. So this is definitely going to be one that I will be watching. It's just, let's see the weekly. Yeah, this weekly candle looks healthier, but not the best risk reward up here. Why, if I were to enter up here, yeah, I'd want to keep my validation below the lows, at least, maybe even lower. And I would like to TP my first batch at these highs. Why? Because we swept these lows, next draw is going to be up here, but there is a possibility that we then do this and break back below and continue to range for a while. So if I were to enter this, it needs to be worth it, and I have to be able to TP a bunch above these highs, right, for a good reward, and that's not the case from here. What would be worth it, right, if you see a retrace back lower down here, see a dip, and then I can long, right, and then as you can see, you already have 1.5 R just towards these highs, and you can hold the rest for that daily liquidity above here, and then it would be worth it. But like I said, for now, not really worth it, so just gonna be waiting. So waiting game for me. I'd be careful, right, not rushing into any longs here. It's possible that we just run away from it, like I said, on the weekly and on the monthly. Like if you look at this monthly candle, that's absolutely brutally bullish, right? So I do think that we will be trading higher back towards 100k. It's just that I don't think it will be straight from here. Is it possible? Of course. Like I said, if we close the weekly above these highs, then I think we can just go straight to 100K. But for now, I'm being cautious, and I think we need to revisit those weekly lows again. All right, so that's just some thoughts from me. Let's see what we get. Tomorrow we have a live stream. I will be in the Discord, of course, updating charts. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.